The animal kingdom is full of migrating species. The most commonly known ones are probably species like salmon, traveling up the streams to reproduce and lay their eggs in the freshwater gravel beds. Also commonly known and maybe most observed migrations are migrating birds having around 4,000 different bird species, sometimes migrating extraordinarily large distances, which are among the longest in the world. The main reason as to why animals travel such long distances is mainly due to the availability of food sources, the change of seasons in the habitats, or finding a safer or better place to reproduce. A lot of the times the migration follows an annual cycle, with the animals leaving one habitat, move to another, and then eventually return to the original spot. Therefore, migrations also play a very vital role in the natural ecosystems and could be considered to be the veins and arteries of our Earth. The migrations basically connect and intertwine all of the world's habitats and are therefore not only among nature's most fascinating, but also nature's most observed and researched events. Now let's take a look at 5 different animals which belong to the great migratory species and find out why they do it. Most sea turtles migrate between foraging grounds, trying to find jellyfish to eat, and their nesting grounds, often being in the area, if not the exact beach they were born on originally. Seasonally, they may also migrate to warmer waters. With current technology like GPS tracking and satellite telemetry, the research shows that these creatures travel thousands of miles within a year, migrating 16,000 kilometers or even more. Atlantic sea turtles, for example, travel from the Caribbean beaches up the US East Coast to Canada. Pacific sea turtles travel even further, migrating from Southeast Asia to California and then upwards towards Alaska. There is one sea turtle named Yoshi who was released back into the ocean in December of 2017 after it had recovered from a broken shell at the Two Oceans Aquarium in South Africa. Within 2 years, Yoshi traveled roughly 34,000 kilometers. The Great Wildebeest Migration is one of the most sought-after wildlife experiences amongst nature and wildlife enthusiasts. This migration is the largest herd movement on the planet, and with up to 1,000 animals per square kilometer, it can even be seen from space. It is an ever-moving annual circular movement by up to 1.5 million individuals, about 1.2 million of those are wildebeests, being accompanied by about 300,000 other animals like zebras and different gazelle species. After calving in the southern parts of Tanzania's Serengeti, the animals journey through the Serengeti up and around in a clockwise direction towards the Masai Mara in Kenya, before returning once again near the end of the year. On this journey, each individual will cover 800 to 1,000 kilometers in constant search for grazing grounds and fresh water. This attracts a lot of predators on the way, and of course Africa is full of those, being home to species like lions, leopards, cheetahs, hyenas, wild dogs, and of course also crocodiles. A lot of wildebeests will die on the journey or fall victim to one of those predators, and therefore not only replenish the ecosystem by eating 4,500 tons of grass every day and depositing huge amounts of dung, but also at the same time feeding countless others, also including scavengers. So actually the ecosystem of the vast African savanna probably could not exist without the migration of the wildebeest. Like we mentioned in the beginning, about 4,000 different bird species belong to the ones that regularly migrate, traveling extraordinarily large distances, which are among the longest in the world. For example, a rather small bird, the Arctic tern, makes the world's longest migration in 1 year, traveling from the Arctic to the Antarctic Circle and back, covering about 80 to 90,000 kilometers in total. During northern summer, they are hatching in the northernmost part of the northern hemisphere, but during the unbearably cold Arctic winter, they will travel south to the other side of the Earth, spending the southern summer in the Antarctic Circle. I always wondered how these birds can follow these super long routes quite perfectly. Well, actually, as a study from 2021 shows, migrating birds, but also other bird species, have a very light-sensitive protein in their retina called Cryptochrome 4, which scientists think to be working like a magnetic sensor in the visual apparatus. With this protein, the bird might be able to sense the Earth's magnetic fields and therefore can follow it from one pole to the other. The skimmer dragonfly, Panthala flavescens, undertakes one of the longest insect migrations spanning the western Indian Ocean. Every October, this dragonfly migrates from India to Africa via the Maldives and Seychelles and then back to India, concluding to a round trip of 14,000 to 18,000 kilometers, involving 4 to 5 generations of dragonflies, making it the longest insect migration that has been discovered so far. The dragonflies seem to follow the rain, starting with the monsoon season in India to the rainy season in eastern or southern Africa. Scientists also believe that they are using favorable winds in the so-called Inter-Tropical-Convergence zone above 1000 meters of altitude to get strong tailwinds and therefore fly using less energy. Together with the extraordinary anatomy and flying technique, the dragonflies are able to make such long flights for such a small animal. There are 14 different baleen whale species living on our planet, including well-known ones like the blue whale, humpback whale or grey whale. They got their names from the so-called Baleen Plates, which are made up of keratin, growing in rows inside their mouth instead of normal teeth. These plates will act as a filter while feeding on krill, plankton or small fish. They will catch a mouthful of water, which is then passed through the baleen plates in order to filter out the desired food. Gathering food is also one of 2 reasons why baleen whales will migrate great distances throughout the year. The feeding grounds are in higher latitude areas closer to the poles, where the water is colder and their desired food therefore more abundant. They will spend approximately 4 to 6 months in that regions and then migrate towards more tropical regions in order to give birth in warmer waters. During that time, the whales will eat much less and sometimes nothing at all because food will be less available in that areas. The migration routes of baleen whales can be quite different from one another and can be found all over the world, as you can see in this example from the humpback whales or also the blue whale, although scientists still looking for more information and answers on blue whale migrations, since there's a lot we still don't know. The baleen whale species with the longest migration, however, only has one migratory route of up to 22.5 thousand kilometers. The grey whale migrates from Mexico's Baja California up the US west coast in order to reach their feeding grounds. Thanks for watching the video, I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please click on the like button, it would help us out a lot. Also feel free to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Of course it's free and only takes 1 click. I would love for you to stick around. Anyways, take care of yourselves and have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day.